Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 99 of the In From Japan podcast, the podcast where we talk about the latest news on Japan-developed games and other things in relation to them. Available on YouTube and in most places podcasts can be found. As always, I'm your host, Erroll Moss, with my co-host, the phenomenon from Suriname, Jason Corder.
Hey, hey.
And our house is in order, so we don't have any housekeeping.
Our house is clean.
Yeah. So we're going to get right into the Japanese games we've been playing. And I want to preface this by saying I have not had the chance to play Monster Rancher yet, but I do have it on Steam and Switch. I have not gotten my collector's edition yet either.
So
which probably won't be for a while because international shipping.
You were really prepared for this.
Right. But I just, because of writing and other game stuff, which I'll talk about in a second, and the game awards and everything, just the week has been hectic, so I haven't had time to play it.
No, I get it.
So I've been playing through some Final Fantasy XIV Post-Shadowbringers. I'm almost done. I have one instance left, like the last Post-Shadowbringers quest instance left. And I finally get into the actual Endwalker story content.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Although I did go out of my way to get Reaper and Sage because I could.
Oh, they are unlocked at kind of like how previous.
As long as you're level 70, you can go to the people who unlock them for you and get them.
So it's kind of like how previous DLC handled the extra classes. Like,
yes.
Okay, cool.
It's exactly the same.
Okay.
Well, just level 70 instead of level 50.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I haven't really used the classes much because, I'm still doing my tank main stuff and kind of trying to just steamroll through the story for the most part. That's really about it. The login queues in the morning, luckily, aren't too bad. They're pretty normal. So I don't have to worry about waiting a couple hours, which we'll have more on that in a little bit.
Yeah, I've been curious about that because it was really congested during the early access phase and even after that when it was normal access. So I'm happy to hear you're having not that much trouble.
Well, if it's like over like 1,000 or so, I don't want to spend time waiting hours. My friends will. They'll wait hours. They'll wait for a few hours in the queue, and it's like, no, I'm gonna go do something else. I don't want to just wait here.
Yeah.
So I'll go watch something or go play another game. I got plenty of other games to play, so I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's handy when you have multiple consoles. Like, if I were stuck in a queue like that, I'd just grab my Switch probably.
So like what I've been doing to make sure I get through the content is like get up in the morning, either eat breakfast like before or after, playing a little bit, but like after that initial morning session, as long as I get to like a certain section, I'm just like, all right, I'm done for the day because I know I'm not going to log back. I know as soon as I log out, the next time I log back in, unless it's immediately after, the queue is gonna be ridiculous. So
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, not gonna worry about that. Got other stuff to do, but I made some progress.
Okay, that's nice.
Nice for you. It's a nice little way to start the day, especially when you have to think about dungeon stuff. And I mean, I'm a tank, so I have to, be relatively prepared.
Yeah.
For a dungeon before doing it. Luckily, I think these last few dungeons have been pretty easy, and the random people I've been paired with have just kind of been able to rush through them, and I haven't had an issue.
Okay, that's nice, because that's always my
my
biggest worry going into a dungeon or a raid. Like,
and then otherwise, I just use the trust system.
Okay.
Or not the trust system. Is it the trust system?
I have no
Whatever.
idea.
When you have the NPC characters instead of
I have not played in a long while.
But I also have been playing the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel game, Dawn of the Battle Royale.
Oh, how is that?
I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. It's a completely new form. Well, not completely new. It's kind of based off of the Speed Duels and Duel Links gameplay a little. But there are more... There's more changed rules. Like, instead of... So, originally, the turn player draws one card on their turn, and then they changed it to... that happens except for whoever is the first turn player. And now it's you every turn you draw, so you either draw so you have up to 5 cards, or so you have 5 cards, or if you already have 5 cards, you draw 1 card.
Oh.
Because you can summon multiple monsters at the same. You can normal summon pretty much as many monsters as you want. Well, there are only 3 monster card zones, including tribute summoning. So you're gonna be, most of the time, if you have like a deck with good synergy, most of the time you're gonna be using most, if not your entire hand.
Oh, that's neat. It's definitely quicker than the.
It is, but it also isn't, because you still have 8,000 life points.
Oh.
So I was kind of surprised by that.
So
I was like, oh, they didn't put it back to 4,000.
I thought it was going to be like Duel Links where you have 4,000.
Yeah, that's what but no, they still have 8,000. So it's still kind of, like, it's still sped up a little bit, but it's not as sped up as people might think.
Okay.
And then there's also, you don't have to worry about the extra deck right now. Well, there are some fusions. I haven't gotten to them yet. There are these new cards called Maximum Monsters, which I haven't gotten to quite yet. But they take up. They're like a 3-part monster that when you can either summon, one of the parts by themselves, or when you summon them together, they take up all your monster zones. Yeah, I haven't encountered those quite yet.
Okay.
But it's nice that I don't have to keep track of like so many new like yeah, they introduced some new stuff, but they didn't introduce new cards. It is like somebody going in who maybe is used to classic Yu-Gi-Oh might have an easier time adjusting to rush duels than adjusting to the modern traditional format. And the nice thing is this isn't like a replacement for the traditional format. This is something that exists alongside it, because we still got Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel coming up and the other games.
Okay.
Oh, and then the one thing you're normally in this game, you can't create a new deck until the post game.
That is weird.
So you have to use decks. Like you have to get deck recipes and grind a bit to collect cards, and use those decks until after. Except if you go, there's like a student council room, and if you go in front of a specific door in the student council room and input the Konami code, you can just unlock the create new deck feature.
Wow, that is a good pull. That is
it's a little weird. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that was actually patched in later for the Japanese version.
I mean, that's a good.
I'm glad we have the option.
Okay, that's cool.
But a lot of people might not know that. But a lot of people might not even be aware of this game, since for outside of Japan, it was released digital only on the eShop.
Yeah, and it also dropped like in the orbit of the Game Awards, so
right.
Definitely gonna be hard to spotlight that one.
But I'm liking it a lot. There are also legend cards, which are like, Dark Magician and Blue Eyes and stuff like that. And you can only have 1 per deck, which is kind of weird because a lot of the newer monsters still have, the same attack and defense as those like older strong monsters.
Okay.
But it may just be like a way for people to try more new cards.
No, I get it.
Guy of the Fierce Knight was not fierce enough to get a legend card.
Oh, bummer.
Or legend status. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I had one issue where I pressed the home button to check the time, and then I pressed it again, and then the person I was dueling against was just thinking forever and never played a card. And I was like, oh no, it's like Link Evolution all over again. Except for I haven't had any problems like that otherwise.
Okay.
And the AI thinking doesn't take forever like it did in Link Evolution for Switch.
So, a pro tip would be then to next time just use the clock on your phone or whatever.
Right. 'Cause I did not expect that to happen, because usually, it's not a big
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a big deal.
No. Maybe they'll patch it at some point. Or maybe I just got unlucky. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
And like I said, I haven't had the chance to play Monster Rancher yet. I want to say I played a little of something else, but it completely slipped my mind.
Was it Pokemon maybe?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
I played a little bit of Pokemon, but I didn't really do much. I caught some of the what are they called? The Lake Trio.
Mm-hmm.
So I caught 2 out of the 3 of them.
But you also completed a game, right?
I mean, I completed the game a while ago. We talked about that already.
Did we on the show?
Yeah. When I beat the Elite Four.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, and I was going to finish the Pokédex, but like there are 2 things that I need to look up what they are, and then hatch that Riolu egg, and encounter Mesprit, and that's annoying because Mesprit is the roaming.
Oh, right.
A roaming one, and you have a tracker, but it's one of those things where if you fly near where it is, it's gonna move across the map.
Well, can't you use Scary Face?
No, that's not. No, Mean Look.
But Mean Look, yeah.
But that's not the. No, this is before you even encounter it. Like you're following it around with the Poke Tracker or whatever.
Oh, right. I know.
But like, I just got annoyed, so I was like, I'm gonna go play something else. I don't need to finish this.
I know that I think either Game Explain or The Gamer has a handy guide on YouTube regarding the catching of legendary Pokemon. So you might want to check that if you're feeling stuck. So
if I want to go back to it, I was just doing that I think I was just playing that night to kill time, and Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't out yet. Yu-Gi-Oh and Monster Rancher weren't out yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I moved on.
Okay, gotcha.
So you've been playing more Pokemon as well?
Yes, I should preface this by saying, Halo Infinite dropped, so everything has swallowed. Everything in that game has swallowed up my time, but I did manage to play some Pokemon Shining Pearl. Usually when I'm heading off,
you finish the fight, as they say.
Not yet. I'm just in the beginnings of that game.
You went to finish the fight?
Yeah, I went to finish the fight. I'm starting to finish the fight. I'm at the start of the finish of the fight. But yeah, Pokemon Shining Pearl. I'm past my 8th badge, so I have to head to the Elite Four. I'm just taking my time with it. I'm not in any real rush. So I just mainly pick up that game when I'm heading off to bed or trying to, square away some time before I fall asleep. So I'm still having a lot of fun. It still surprises me that this Pokemon campaign is very lengthy. I figured it'd be done by now, but I'm still having a lot of fun and still figuring out how the game works and how it runs and how the music plays and is so captivating. For some odd reason, like I just can't put my finger on it, but the music is really good. And I don't know if you listened to Nintendo voice chat lately, but Rebecca Valentine made mention of the water effects and how beautiful it is. And she is right. The water effects are really, really good.
And yet they don't use them very
it's more like little flourishes. It's not supposed to be like this high mark of graphical fidelity. It's more like, this is a cute thing.
People like to trash on modern Pokemon games for not looking good, but I think Arceus, I was looking at the environments and stuff, and sure, it's not the most high end thing, but I think it looks okay. I'm not picky with graphics though.
The thing about graphics is, does it serve the game? Does it adequately communicate what it's supposed to communicate? And if the answer is yes, then you don't need to worry about it. Can you be disappointed in the level of fidelity? Sure. But if the game is designed for literal 5-year-olds, then I can't really fault it for looking like a game for 5-year-olds. It's whatever. You'll be fine. It did kind of spark this interesting debate in my mind about where Pokemon should go, quote unquote, and is it being held back by its own conventions? And Sterling Silver wrote about this for Retroware, I want to say, where he made the point that Pokemon is being hampered by its own design. And I get it, but I don't agree with it, because this is supposed to be baby's first starter RPG. It's supposed to ease you into the genre.
Well, you're talking about the main series?
Yeah, the main series.
Because I don't think I definitely don't see Legends Arceus like that.
Nah, maybe not. But I feel like the mainline RPGs are very much the starter RPGs. They're teaching you type matchups, weaknesses, how to progress throughout the game, not being too dense with storytelling or lore, just enough to get you by. It's
look, there's a lesson we can all learn here, and it's, if you're disappointed where Pokemon is going, there are plenty of other monster taming games you can try. But it's not Pokemon. It's not the same. No, that's the point. It's something different. Isn't that what you want? Isn't that what you want?
It is and it isn't. That's the rub. It's that people who grew up with Pokemon also want the series to grow up with them. And to a certain respect, I think that's fair, but
we're never getting an M-rated Pokemon game. Sorry,
but it's also the same problem comic books have run into, where these days most mainstream titles cater to a teen to mature audience with heavy violence and lots of sexual references, and we forget that these things started out as children's stories, to be colorful and inspiring, and
not necessarily
in the earliest cases. Batman. Yes. No, Batman was definitely aimed at children, but definitely more like,
really,
yeah, it was. Every comic book character was, at least for superheroes speaking, were aimed at children. But of course,
I'm sure there's an example I could find where it's like not.
The thing is,
I say maybe family friendly, but maybe not.
No, they were aimed at children because children like colorful comic books. The thing is, back then they didn't really have a standard for what was suitable or not suitable for young audiences.
Right.
It's like, oh, this guy has 2 guns and shoots people for sport. Like, that's totally a hero, and that was Batman in his first issue. He shot people, and that's yeah. So it might have been designed for kids.
So Batman in Fortnite is canon.
No, that's a longer conversation. I can't wait to get into that one. But moving on to the other games I've been playing, Scarlet Nexus. Finally, I have Game Pass now, so I made use of that. I kind of had my fill of Forza Horizon 5, so I kind of had to migrate to something else, and Scarlet Nexus has been filling that void, and I'm liking it. And the thing that struck me while I was playing it was, man, this would make a good foundation for a D. Grayman game. And if you don't know, or if the listeners aren't aware, D. Grayman is a Shonen Jump manga / anime, which features exorcists fighting the good fight. And
and the original anime series has some lighting issues, in my opinion.
If you,
I tried to watch it, and it was just like way too dark. I'm like, I can't see anything.
It's also because the world is perpetually in darkness, so I think it's kind of something that's just a design flaw from the foundational standpoint. If you were to view that story, I'd say manga would probably be the best route, although anime is maybe more accessible to you. But yeah, that was my time with Scarlet Nexus. I don't have any really fully formed thoughts yet, so I'll have to play it through. I also tried out Yakuza Like a Dragon through
Best game of 2020, baby.
Through Xbox Cloud Gaming, because I wanted to test it out. Funny thing is, I'm not officially in a region that supports that, but I have ways of making that game talk, and I did. I didn't get really far. It's just the beginning, the chase scene where Ichiban is running after someone. So it's more kind of like a test to see how cloud gaming would work, and it worked fine for the most part. But I definitely want to do that with a stable connection, or fully download it on my Xbox and then play it. And I've also been playing a bit more of Castlevania Advanced Collection. Not a lot of progress has been made since the last time, but it's really just a nice, comfortable sweater. It's just so cozy. Everything moves like it should move, and everything seems in place. It's a nice, comfortable sweater, and it's I think it's probably, well, I'm talking about Aria of Sorrow, which is a third Game Boy Advance game in the series. I think this is probably the most accessible Castlevania game. I mean, in terms of how gameplay works and the difficulty, because I think Symphony of the Night has a slight higher difficulty, and that might not be everyone's cup of tea, but tastes vary. But yeah, I'm just gonna chip away at that as the year goes by, or winds down, and I'll have something nice to keep me company when the next year starts. So that's all I've been doing this week. Oh, and
all right.
slight tangent. It's not a game I've been playing, but I recently took part in a raffle of my Final Fantasy XIV free company, and I won the collector's edition to Endwalker, which...
The digital collector's edition.
Yeah, the digital collector's edition, which blew my mind because I was not expecting it at all. And I know a lot of people say this, but the free company has a lot of people. Just
now, do you have the other expansions?
Yes, I have everything, or I had everything up until Shadowbringers. Mainly because it was on sale that one time, or was it for free on PlayStation Plus? I don't know. I think it was for free on PlayStation Plus that one time. I might be misremembering it, but I couldn't access it because PlayStation Network and accounts with Square Enix for Final Fantasy is a nightmare. So I rebought it for PC because I'm really bad with money.
Right.
So
as are we all.
Yeah. So I had everything up until Shadowbringers for PC, and now I have Endwalker, which is great. And I just need to buy some game time, and then I'll be set. But with the congestion rates, I'll probably be getting to that next year at a comfortable pace.
There's no rush. It'll be there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm super happy because
I'm like, want to get through it because I'm kind of just like, I just want to get it over with, and just I might quit after.
yeah, I get it. But yeah, that was my week.
All right, so next up is the In From Japan J-List, recent video game related entertainment news. First, we have live action Mega Man movie in development at Netflix. Oh no, this is by Stephanie Liu for Siliconera. Joining other retro franchises such as Yu Yu Hakusho and the recent Cowboy Bebop, which was recently canceled. I forgot to put that news story, but
yeah, as
Cowboy Bebop
was it
Netflix show was canceled
before the Game Awards aired or during the Game?
It was like literally right before.
Yeah. Netflix was probably thinking these nerds are distracted; they won't notice this.
Yeah. It seems that Mega Man will soon appear as a live-action Netflix movie. There is no official confirmation, though the production company Super Marsh has put out a statement that outright states the movie's existence. Netflix did not include the live-action Mega Man adaptation in its upcoming 22 slot. However, according to a statement from Super Marche, the production company is working on a Mega Man adaptation for Churnin Entertainment and Netflix. In the same announcement, Supermarché reveals that it's also working on adaptations of Nemesis and the Monkey Wrench Gang. I don't know what those are.
Well,
a family adventure comedy called Runaway is also in the works. Other features from Supermarché's filmography include Paranormal Activity 3, Paranormal Activity 4, and Opus Jazz. I don't.
Well, before Arcane, I would say, oh no, Oh no! But now having seen Arcane, and I'm guessing.
Well, this is live action.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, I take it back. I take it back. I'm.
Yeah, if it was animated, it would be kind of like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah. So.
There have been several animated, there have been the old Ruby Spears Mega Man one, which was actually pretty cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
Mega Man Anti-Warrior, which was awesome. Mega Man Star Force, and then the most recent like CG Mega Man one that did not last very long.
Oh right, I remember that one. It was wasn't that like
we talked about it,
American produced or French produced? Because it
something like that.
It wasn't really like a anime.
I don't think it's still running.
No, well, let me double check. Go read the rest.
Hold on, well, I already read it, but because we're moving on to another blue video game character in a second.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. In other media, television appearances. It's still airing, I think.
Or is it?
It's still airing. Wait, is it? No, it's finished. It ended in 2019. Wait, that
in 20. Wait, no.
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't.
It's the American one, right? The fully charged.
Yeah, Mega Man Fully Charged. That's what it's called.
It ended in 2019. Which is strange.
Didn't we talk about it? I thought it didn't even come out until 2020.
That is weird. Is that another one? Huh. I am perplexed.
Unless it was one of those things where... Did it air somewhere else first? Yeah, it premiered in the U.S. on August 5th, 2018.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is older. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, was there another one? Or was there... Yeah, maybe there were rumors of anher one or
Probably,
something.
but I'm guessing maybe it could have been, like, this was the American run, and then they adapted it or redubbed it for Japanese audiences, and that's what we got as news not too long ago.
Well, it could have been worse. We could have gotten a full animated series with the Mega Man from Captain N, the Game Master.
Oh, no.
The green one who's like, Mega. He sounds like that. Anyway, next up on the blue video game character news, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie debut trailer in theaters April 8th, 2022. This is by Saruman for Gamatsu. Paramount Pictures has released the first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the sequel to the 2020 action-adventure comedy film Sonic the Hedgehog. It will launch in theaters on April 8th, 2022. I have two questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the first one?
Yes.
And what do you think of this?
I thought the first one was a pretty fun movie and better than I could have expected, and probably the best video game movie adaptation ever.
Better than Detective Pikachu?
Okay. How do I say this? Sonic the movie, the live action movie, captures the spirit of the original games. Detective Pikachu captures the spirit of the spin-off games. So it's not exactly 1-to-1, but right. I would call them on par quality-wise. But I would would probably.
It's hard to it's kind of hard for me to have one be better than the other.
I would probably give the slight edge to Sonic because, as much as I love Ryan Reynolds, he kind of has become a caricature of himself.
See, I would give the edge to Detective Pikachu because of all the other Pokemon that appear in it.
Oh, they are definitely delightful and
especially Snubbull.
Yeah, they're all really well realized. It's such a shame that they're not making a sequel to that, but I mean, there will be a live action show coming soon-ish.
Right. I don't know if R.J. Palmer, who's the artist for Detective Pikachu, I don't know if he's working on that one.
Oh, okay.
But you should also check out his art, and he advertises it on his Twitter, and he has a website. He has these he has posters of like Godzilla Kaiju as if they were Pokemon.
Oh, that's
which,
cool.
You know, I'm all about that.
But have you?
And then he has one for Alien too.
Oh, that's cool. But
and like
real quick, circling back to the movie, have you seen it?
The first one, the first Sonic, yeah.
Oh, what did you think of it?
Again, I thought it was, on par with Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
Which is good.
Oh, and I want to mention some funny tidbit. The Sonic 2 has Tails' two tails in the logo, which is a really neat touch. And in Japan, the movie is titled Sonic versus Knuckles.
Yeah.
And I think Kotaku wrote a blog about it, about how we were robbed. Or was it The Gamer? One of them rightfully mentioned that bit of bit of news. But yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah, we got another glimpse of Tails. We got our first look at Knuckles.
Or as
Idris Elba's Knuckles.
Yeah. The internet was immediately horny over Idris Elba's Knuckles.
Immediately having very strange feelings.
I just keep thinking about that meme from Community. This better not awaken anything in me.
Oh yeah, oh, no.
That was the internet last night.
But also that scene with him with his introduction was also just cool.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps surprising me that they know what they're doing and how to write these characters, which is weird. I don't know, but yeah, I'm happy.
Sega's come a long way from having terrible House of the Dead movies by Uwe Boll.
I feel like someone just lost a bet when it came to Uwe Boll. Like 2
movies, 2 House of the Dead 1 and 2.
And let's not get started on his extended filmography, which features a lot of video game adaptations.
Yeah, and then there was I think Sega also did a Yakuza movie that apparently wasn't very good. Like a while back.
Who made a video on this? Was it Austin Eruption?
I don't know.
Remember who did, but the movie was good-ish, but it failed to capture the zany spirit of the video games.
Right.
Which, yeah, well, it's whatever, but yeah.
Okay, and then last on the J list, Anime Expo to require proof of COVID-19 vaccination or negative PCR test.
Good.
This is by Alex Mateo for Anime News Network. Mask required indoors for July 2022 event. Anime Expo revealed on Wednesday that it will require attendees at the Anime Expo 2022 event to show proof of vaccination for the new coronavirus disease, COVID-19, or a negative COVID-19 test taken 72 hours prior to attending the... I think that's a little too lax, personally. Regardless of vaccination status, masks will be required indoors, except in designated eating areas, and will be optional outdoors. The organizers will provide more information as the event approaches.
Okay.
It will be will return as in-person convention at the Los Angeles Convention Center on July 1 through 4. I'm kind of surprised they announced this now. Since it's not until July.
I mean, they probably want people to get their vaccinations, their booster shots, take adequate precautions, because in the past this was
a lot of people already don't take a shower. So.
Well, there's that. But in the past, this was already a big undertaking, traveling across the country to go to a convention. And with COVID, it's probably an even more a complicated mess of a thing to travel from place to place. So I think this...
Although, let's hope by July things are a bit better.
Fingers crossed. That's our Christmas wish. That's the podcast's Christmas wish.
Yeah. So next up is recommended content. Content other than news from the past week listed out. Links in the description and on the Pastebin. So we have... I missed this last week, but we have How Boss Fight Books Change Video Game Literature for the Better by Aidan Moher for Fanbyte. I think I've talked about it before, but Boss Fight's books, very good...
series of books.
Company. Yeah, very good series of they publish some great stuff. Our friend Alexa Ray did a Kingdom Hearts book for them, and a Kingdom Hearts 3 essay, which I still need to read.
And Chris Kohler.
Has a great Final Fantasy V book. There's also a Final Fantasy VI book, but I don't know who wrote that.
Interesting.
Off the top of my head. And there's also books on like Shadow of the Colossus and Shovel Knight and plenty of other great games.
Yeah.
We also have review Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX gives PS1 gems a new life by Graham Russell for Siliconera. Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX review a nostalgic blast from the past by Meg Pellicio for the gamer. Pelliccio. Monster Rancher CD database is a nostalgic journey into my musical past, also by Meg for the gamer. And yeah, I was trying to look up all the reviews. Mostly got 7s and 8s.
That's solid.
All the reviews I could find. Few reviews I could find. I found one 1 out of 10.
Huh, that's
from enemy.com, and the person who made it said they played the mobile port, and I'm like, well, that's where you went wrong, sir.
Well, let's not name names, and I mean, even if
no, I'm just saying that's the only actual bad review I saw of it.
Okay, fair enough.
And I was like, that's interesting. But I'm like, maybe the mobile port is just that bad, or maybe it had a lot of issues running on iOS. Who knows? But it's also on Steam and Switch, so
yes,
you got plenty of options. Or if you really want to go retro, you could always try to find the original PS1 games.
Yeah, I mean, nostalgia is a heavy drug, but I don't think it's gonna carry me that far.
You don't want to. This is going to be the first time I won't have to deal with memory card problems with Monster Rancher 2, unless my Switch starts acting up weirdly.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. And then last but definitely not least, we have Kaiju number 8 review by our friend Kate Sanchez for But Why Though? Because Volume 1, the collected volume, came out on the 7th.
Have you read the latest chapter?
I think I did. No, maybe not.
Okay,
because it came out on Thursday, so I may not have.
It came out Wednesday, if I'm reading that correctly. But
okay, well, I'm not sure if I did or not.
It's the conclusion of something. I'll just say it like that.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're alluding to.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's great. I'm excited to see it get an anime adaptation in several years.
Yeah. It's probably going to be the most... how do I say this? A lot of studios are probably going to be vying to adapt this, and then a lot of companies are going to be vying to stream this as soon as it becomes available.
I wonder if the mangaka plans on having it run for a long time, or maybe has a shorter story plan, and maybe the anime won't come out until the manga is finished. That would be nice.
It usually doesn't work like that.
I mean, sometimes it does, but or like when the manga's almost finished. Demon Slayer.
No, I think that was more of a strike. It's usually a strike while the iron's hot situation, because if the manga is getting a good enough reception, and they can do the deals in a timely manner and do production in a timely manner, and then kind of play off of each other like that,
right?
Then it's usually the go ahead. But I don't.
The issue is just the chapters are so short.
It's not that it's short. It's just very quickly paced. The manga.
They at least feel short.
The manga flows so well that you kind of read through a chapter within 5 minutes, even quicker, right, if you have very good senses.
And sometimes not that much happened, or like not as much as you would think. I don't know.
I wouldn't say not much happens. A lot happens, but the way it's presented to you makes it seem like very quick. And I think if they would adapt this show, it would be tough because
maybe we'll just get a series of movies instead.
No, I wouldn't want
better
that.
animation.
I wouldn't want that. But well, anime shows have come a long way of having movie level quality.
Right.
And yeah, I mean,
but there's only so much filler they can do. That's why I'm worried about
filler.
Them making an anime of it too soon.
Filler is always going to be a thing. And I think to offset production costs for publishing the manga, having an anime would be beneficial to the publishing company. And it's always a nice capstone for the author to have their work adapted into an anime. I don't think any mangaka has so far denied a production company to let their property be adapted.
There's no Japan version of Bill Watterson?
I mean, if you want to go down
for those of you who don't know, Bill Watterson is the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, and he was not about licensing stuff, so that's why you never saw like Calvin and Hobbes movie or animated thing.
The only author I know that's kind of stingy with the property rights would be Naoki Urasawa. 1 second, I'm gonna look up the author to 21st Century Boys.
I've heard of that.
It's a highly renowned manga. Yeah, it's not Naoki Urasawa. He's kind of stingy with the rights to his properties, so there's only I think print manga volumes available, no digital. Which is really surprising. Like, everyone is migrating to digital, and he's the only one who's like, no, I want it paperback. I want it physical. I want to touch it with my fingers. So yeah, I think that's the only one I know of, and no one else. But feel free to correct me in the comments or on Twitter. Just be kind. Don't bully me. Just be kind.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is the news rundown, and I will let our bearer of bad news and Shinigami take it away with the bad-ish news.
Yes, Bankai. First up, we have Final Fantasy XIV Director details fixes for server issues, maintenance, coming soon. This is by our boy, Michael Hyam, for Fanbyte. And in the latest development of server and login problems surrounding Final Fantasy XIV and the launch of Endwalker, director and producer Naoki Yoshida explained a few measures being taken to help alleviate the issues. In a new blog post of the game's official site, he detailed how the team is implementing patchwork solutions to mitigate disconnections during the login process and what the plans are moving forward. Lobby server maintenance took place shortly after the blog post was published, which is said to make some improvements to the login and queue process. As previously outlined, queue lobbies held a maximum of 17,000 players. If the queue exceeded the cap, players trying to log in would be met with error 2002 and failed to get in queue. Yoshida-san said that the backup development servers have been repurposed to increase the size of queue lobbies to 21,000 players. This won't necessarily improve queue times, but it'll let more players get in line. And there's an update which says Final Fantasy XIV servers will be going down for maintenance starting on December 7th at 10 p.m. Pacific time and will last until December 8th at 2 a.m. Pacific time, which we've passed. So you should be fine now. And this maintenance period is mentioned in Yoshida-san's blog post, and the original story has been updated to reflect this. Okay. Also, Michael has been having some health issues, and we wish him all the best, and hope he gets back up and running at full health soon enough. So yeah. Wishing you the best, Mike. Okay. Next up, Nintendo Network outage. in December 2021 was caused by AWS, which stands for Amazon Workspaces, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that.
This is by Kite Stenbock for Siliconera. The online network service for Nintendo consoles suffered from an outage in early December 2021. Players in Japan reported that they could not access online features around midnight in Japan on December 8th, 2021. The outage affected not only the Nintendo Switch, but also the eShop for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U. Nintendo acknowledged the network outage and published updates regularly on the Japanese customer support account on Twitter. At 11:33 a.m. Japan Standard Time, or which would be December 7th at 9:33 p.m. Eastern Time, the company declared that a problem in the Amazon Web Services server it uses disrupted its network services. It also announced that it would take some time to see the problem resolved. Kind of surprising that Nintendo leverages Amazon for network connectivity. But
I had no idea there was an outage.
Yeah, so it could, well, it was in Japan, so maybe that's why we didn't hear much about it. Okay, and probably the saddest news of the week. Masayuki Uemura, creator of the NES and SNES, has passed away. This is by Damian McFerrin for Nintendo Life. It has been revealed that NES and SNES lead architect Masayuki Uemura, I keep getting that wrong, Masayuki Uemura, passed away on December 6th at the age of 78. The Famicom, the system that would become the NES in the West, was the brainchild of Uemura, who joined Nintendo as an engineer from Sharp in 1972, at a time when it was tentatively exploring the possibilities of electronic entertainment. One of his first roles was to help with Nintendo's range of location-based light gun games. When Nintendo R&D 2 was created, Uemura was placed in charge, and he was instrumental in the development of Nintendo's color TV game systems, the company's first tentative foray into the realm of domestic video games. These were very basic gaming systems that had relatively crude built-in titles. If you want to read more, you can click on the article and see what else was said about this.
At least he left a very, important legacy to the history of video games and technology in general.
Yeah. So a sad day to recognize the passing of a giant within the industry.
Yeah.
And also, I should note that it's not specifically video game related, but one of the main creative forces behind the Cowboy Bebop anime, Keiko Nobumoto, writer for Cowboy Bebop and Tokyo Godfathers, has also passed away at 57. She suffered health issues due to esophageal cancer and passed away and was laid to rest in a small ceremony. So, that's definitely a double whammy for this week. And we extend our condolences to the colleagues, the friends, the family, and hope they manage to grieve through all this. Okay, and with that pause out of the way, next up is Super Robot Wars series producer Takanobu Terada leaves BB Studio. This is by Sal Romano for Gematsu. Super Robot Wars series producer Takanobu Terada left developer BB Studio back in August to become a freelancer, he announced on the latest Nama Super Robot channel livestream. I wanted to widen the range of my work, so I consulted with Bandai Namco about going freelance, and they said I could do it once we settled down on Super Robot Wars 30, which was currently in development. So I left BB Studio in August 2021, Terada said. But that does not mean Terada will no longer be involved in the Super Robot Wars series. I'll be transitioning from series producer to supervisor, so it doesn't mean that I'm moving away from Super Robot Wars, Terada assured. Click on the article if you want to read more. So does that kind of does it comfort you to know that the main driving force behind the series is not going away so soon?
I mean, I've only played that one.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like I'm not a big fan. Like, I do like the one that I've played.
Okay, fair enough. But you're not.
But it was like, yeah, that's cool. He's still gonna be working on it. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. And last up in the baddish news, Tales of Crestoria story will be completed after end of service. This is by Kazuma Hashimoto for Siliconera. Tales of Crestoria writer Jun Kumagai confirmed through Twitter that the story for Tales of Crestoria will see its end. However, it will reach its conclusion sometime after the mobile title ends service. This means that the finale of Tales of Crestoria will appear outside of the mobile game. Specifically, Kumagai mentions that the story of Tales of Crestoria will conclude through another medium, and that work is already underway. Specific details about this project have yet to be revealed, including the format of the finale for Tales of Crestoria. Previously, Bandai Namco released a short animation which covered the beginning of the story. Tales of Crestoria celebrated its 1-year anniversary in July 2021. It released worldwide in July 2020 and featured a cast of original characters. Very recently, Bandai Namco announced Tales of Crestoria will end service in February 2022. Yeah, this is a bummer. We covered this a bit during its early beginnings, and we played a fair bit of it for a couple of days, and I enjoyed it. It was definitely something new for the Tales franchise. They have mentioned since the announcement of the end of service that the characters featured in Tales of Crestoria are fully fledged Tales characters, so they will pop up in crossovers or sequels.
Fishes will return.
Yeah, they will return in some way, somehow. It's just not very clear at the moment.
So it's got a sequel to Tales Versus, since there was never a global release of that game.
Yeah, it's always tricky trying to gauge the viability of a global release for that sort of thing. We always like to say, oh, we would definitely buy that if it came to the West, but then you have cases like Neo: The World Ends With You, and no one bought it apparently. So
I did.
Yeah, you did. You did, but everyone else. I'm looking at you. I'm also looking at myself. I didn't buy it. So.
There's a playable demo on PS4 and Switch. You can try it for free.
Yeah, I would have bought it, but I just did not have the bandwidth to buy it this year.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. And moving on to the rest of the news rundown.
In other news,
Bloomberg, Sony Interactive Entertainment planning, or that was a weird way of phrasing that. Bloomberg states. Sony Interactive Entertainment planning new subscription service
the Gamatsu article.
to rival Xbox Game Pass. This is by Salramano for Gamatsu. Sony Interactive Entertainment will introduce a new service codenamed Spartacus that will enable access to a catalog of modern and classic games for a monthly fee, according to a Bloomberg report citing quote-unquote people familiar with Sony's plans and documents reviewed by Bloomberg. The service, which will likely be available on both PS4 and PS5, is expected to launch in spring 2022 and will reportedly merge the existing PS Plus and PS Now subscription plans. According to the documents reviewed by Bloomberg, Sony Interactive Entertainment plans to keep the PlayStation Plus name but phase out PlayStation Now. It should also be noted that they have multiple tiers. First up, normal PS Plus benefits. Second tier would be a large catalog of PS4 and eventually PS5 titles, and the third tier would include extended demos, game streaming, a library of classic PS1, 2, 3, and PSP games, which is very enticing given the legacy of older PlayStation consoles. I just find it funny that the code name is Spartacus, because that indicates it's kind of like a Me Too situation. And pick me. I'm also available. Which is kind of funny, but I digress. Next up, another Aidan Chrono Cross event begins next week. This is by Jenny Lada for Siliconera. Another Aidan crossover with Chrono Cross is about to begin, and it will include Surge, Kid, and Harley as playable characters. It will also feature a branching storyline that will change based on which characters you choose. WFS offered details about the event, revealed its key visual, and shared character art and voice actors. Symphony Complex Stream will begin on December 9th, 2021. The announcement also discussed the multiple design decisions involved to create the event. In addition to Surge, Kid, and Harley appearing, Lynx, Glenn, and Starkey will show up in the Another Aidan Chrono Cross event. Masato Kato, who worked on Chrono Trigger, Radical Dreamers, and Chrono Cross, as well as this game, wrote the Complex Dream event. What? Symphony Complex Dreams. I kind of mixed it in my head. Chrono Cross character designer Nobeteru Yuki. Man, I'm really batting 0 for 0 on these Japanese names this day. Okay. Once more with feeling. Chrono Cross character designer Nobuteru Yuki and composer Yasunori Mitsuda also contributed to the game. So, there you go. Next up, Blaze Blue. I used to call it Blast Blue, but it's Blaze Blue apparently. Blaze Blue Central Fiction for PC and Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle for PS4 and PC to add rollback netcode in 2022. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Arc System Works will update Blaze Blue Central Fiction for PC via Steam with rollback netcode in February 2022. And Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle for PS4 and PC via Steam with rollback netcode in 2022, the developer announced. That's basically all there is to it. This is cool. I know a lot of fighting game fans, and the fighting game community at large is kind of a big fan of rollback netcode. And
yes,
I would explain it to you right now, but it's too complex and lengthy to properly explain to you.
It's good.
It's in short, it's good. But if you want to know more about it, Google it. Next up,
we have the technology.
Next up, Legend of Mana mobile port appears worldwide. This is by Jenny Lada for Siliconera. People without a Nintendo Switch can now take Legend of Mana with them anywhere, as Square Enix released a mobile port. The remaster of the RPG is available worldwide on Android and Apple iOS devices. It also offers some new features to accommodate mobile gaming. To start, there are touchscreen controls. When you play on-screen, icons and a joystick will appear. However, people who prefer a controller can also use one. You can use Game Pass compatible with your device as well. Okay, so that's nice. I should mention the cost. It's $21.99 on Google Play and the App Store. And if you want to have the console/PC release, that's $29.99 US. All right. And next up, Monster Hunter Rise and Uma Musume were Japan's most searched terms of 2021. This is by Andrew Kia. I kind of feel like he did this on purpose for Uma Musume, but anyway.
What do you mean, who did that on purpose?
You did. This is what Andrew...
Oh, no, I just thought it was interesting.
Oh, okay. I thought you were kind of making a callback to an earlier bit on the show.
Oh, no, I didn't even think of that. I was just like, huh.
Okay. This is by Andrew Kia for Siliconera. Google released Japan's most searched terms of 2021, and included were video games such as Monster Hunter Rise and Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Prominent anime series such as Jujutsu Kaisen and Tokyo Revengers also made the list. Notably, this is the first year Google Japan has released an entirely separate ranking category for video games. You'd think they would have done that years ago, but okay.
Yeah.
The search rankings are based on data from January 1st, 2021 to November 22nd, 2021. That's a weird cutoff date. In the viral ranking category, Tokyo Revengers came in at third place just below the terms Tokyo Olympics 2020 and Shohei Ohtani. Additionally, Monster Hunter Rise came in fourth, Jujutsu Kaisen in fifth, and Uma Musume in sixth place. Okay, that's just blowing my mind. Okay.
Why were people looking up Otani, I wonder? Show a professional baseball pitcher? Oh, I thought they meant... Wait, then who...
Who are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of...
Shuhei Yoshida?
That's a different name. Somebody who... The main animator on Dragon Ball Super Broly.
That would be weirdly specific. I don't think the mainstream audience cares that much about animators.
No, I know. That's why I was confused. But hang on, let me see. That's Found
anything yet?
Maybe not. Maybe that wasn't the. Maybe that wasn't the person's name. I thought their last name was Otani, but I must be thinking of
someone else.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay. We're gonna move on.
Ikue Otani is Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
And Chopper and
many other famous
and Morgana and etc. No, I don't know. Oh, maybe it was.
Come on, buddy.
No,
you gotta help me.
I lost
you
it.
Gotta
I
help
lost
me.
it.
Okay. Well, that was my part of the other news, and now on to Erroll.
Yeah, all right. So, Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Game Project Winter 2021 special live stream set for December 18th, featuring Crossblade and a Hero's Bond. Oh, wait. So, this is by Sawamano for Gamatsu. Square Enix will host the Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Game Project Winter 2021 special live stream on December 18th at 1400 Japan Standard Time, the company announced. You will be able to watch it on YouTube. The broadcast will feature the latest Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai games information, in addition to a live broadcast of the arcade game Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Crossblade Corner at Makuhari Mess Jump Festa 2022. It will also feature the latest event information and new reveals for smartphone game Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai Heroes Bond. That's interesting. They don't mention Infinity Strash.
Maybe a late 2022 surprise?
Yeah, possibly. Unless they just don't want to mention it, and then they're like, oh, and look, we have a new trailer for this. I don't know. Speaking of new things, Megaton Musashi demo now available in Japan. Try out Level 5's new mecha action RPG. I gotta do that. This is by Sawamano for Gamatsu once again. A demo for mecha action RPG Megaton Musashi is now available for PS4 via PlayStation Store and Switch via Nintendo eShop in Japan. In the demo, you can only play a mission for a limited number of times. Save data from the demo can be carried over to the full game if you decide to purchase it. Megaton Musashi launched for PS4 and Switch on November 11th in Japan, and we have no idea if it'll be localized anywhere else.
Fingers crossed?
Let's hope so. It's cool to it's cool to see Level 5 take a third shot at the mech genre.
Third time's the charm. But I mean,
Little Battler's experience wasn't bad. It's just we didn't get most of those games here.
But I gotta hand it to him. It feels like they're putting all of their efforts behind this game. Not like, oh, we released a game. See you next year, maybe. It's pretty heartening to see them back.
They finally released a new game.
Well, there is that. So
Inazuma 11, Great Heroes Road, or whatever it's called now, still in development.
Yeah.
They had to restart development on that one.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll see. And then whatever happened to Ushiro, and we don't know if Yokai Watch is ever coming back. And then there's the Ni no Kuni mobile game that still doesn't have a global release.
That's a lot. Anyway, that's a lot of eggs in a basket.
Yeah, they put that's level 5's problem right now. They put too many eggs at the same time. Anyway, moving on to something that's not level 5. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl first week sales top 6 million. Remake debuts at high first week numbers. This is once again by Saruman for Gamatsu. Total shipments and digital sales for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl sold 6 million units worldwide during the first week of release, the Pokemon Company announced. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl launched for Switch on November 19th worldwide. Remember, the internet is not the entire world. Pokemon games will continue selling, no matter how mad some of the fans get.
Yeah, it was selling, or it has sold as much as Sword and Shield did within its first week. So that is very surprising and very good to see? Question mark? Because it also means that Nintendo will keep on the same. Well, the Pokemon Company will keep on the same track as it has been for decades now. But I think it was last week when there was a report of, I think it was the PR company behind Nintendo, or that works with the Pokemon Company, that mentioned that yes, we are aware of the criticism and we are working on it. We just don't have any timetable to present you at this point. So, maybe we'll see a change. Maybe.
I mean, we're getting Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, so I think it's still too soon to say anything about that, but we'll know soon enough.
But we just got recent news about a new Hisuian Pokemon. Pokemon Legends Arceus reveals Hisuian Voltorb. Looks very similar to the Pokeballs of the Hisui region, once again by Saruman for Gamatsu. The Pokemon Company and developer Game Freak have released a new video for Pokemon Legends Arceus revealing Hisuian Voltorb. Hisuian Voltorb looks very similar to the Pokeballs of the Hisui region, the Pokemon Company said. This Pokemon is always in high spirits and has a friendly personality. However, it discharges its stored electricity when it gets excited, so it frequently shocks nearby humans and Pokemon. Oh god, what did humans do to make it angry?
The short answer is you don't want to know.
They had there was the trailer, and then there was a cute little stop motion animation just showcasing its personality, and it's just eating berries and hanging out with Pikachu and Baneri and Spheal. And they all have different reactions to it, like eating the berry. Like, Pikachu gets mad, Baneri tries to calm everybody down, and Voltorb gets too excited, and Spheal gets scared because it's a water type. And this Hisuian Voltorb is electric and grass, so
yeah, and that's surprising too. Electric and
there
grass.
are also some rumors, and to take them with a grain of salt because they're just rumors at the moment, that the starters in Pokemon Legends Arceus will have new forms.
Well,
now, whether they're Hisuian forms or new Pokemon altogether, it hasn't said, but it did say the typing, where the typing, so Cyndaquil's evolution. I'm saying evolution because we don't know if they'll, because you know how, for Mr. Mime now it's Mime Jr. with no region specific. Then it's either Mr. Mime or Galarian Mr. Mime, and then Galarian Mr. Mime goes into Mr. Rhyme. So I'm wondering if they would do a thing like Cyndaquil and then Galarian Quilava, and instead of Galarian Typhlosion, it's like a different name thing altogether.
I think that would be too confusing for starters.
Maybe. But anyways, the supposed rumors or leaks or whatever you want to call them have Oshawott evolution being water and dark.
Do you want to spoil that for the audience?
Yes.
Okay.
Rowlet's, because we don't know if it's true. Rowlet's evolution being grass and fighting, and Cyndaquil's evolution being fire and ghost, which I kind of hope happens.
Let's not get our hopes up too soon.
I mean, I love Typhlosion. It's my favorite. It's my favorite evolutionary line. But you know, Typhlosion never got a Mega, never got a Gigantamax.
Listen, the release is very soon. We'll know. We'll know if all these leaks were true or not.
I think they're pretty interesting rumors, given that like this would be the first time they like change starter Pokemon in that way.
I just want to caution the audience not to take.
Yeah, I said take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, sure, but let's go easy with this because we
take it with a grain of
Galarian salt.
Galarian salt? No, Hisuian salt.
Oh, Hisuian. Well, there you go.
And then right before our main topic, our last story is Super Robot Wars 30 cross Super Robot Wars DD crossover announced. Original protagonist and mecha jump over to each game. This is by Saruman Fugamatsu. Publisher Bandai Namco and developer BB Studio have announced a collaboration between Super Robot Wars 30 and Super Robot Wars DD, which will see the original protagonist and mecha from each game crossover. Super Robot Wars DD, original protagonist Dido and his mecha form Didarion, his mecha form, he turns into one, will join Super Robot Wars 30 as a playable character via free update that adds the area mission Dimension Driver, through which Dido joins in December. And Super Robot Wars 30 original protagonist Edge Saint-Claus and his mecha Huckabane 30 will join Super Robot Wars DD as playable characters in the coming days. I just wish they could put Zenkaiger in Super Robot Wars 30 because he's in Super Robot Wars DD.
Well, you know, there's still time.
Yes, it's still possible.
Yeah.
Could happen. So our main topic, the Game Awards happened.
Yes. And a lot of commercials and trailers and world premieres and disappointment happened.
Yes. But Tales of Arise won Best RPG.
Yes.
So that's good.
That's very surprising. I thought it was going to win. I wasn't sure it was going to win, if that makes sense.
I'd rather have that win than Monster Hunter Rise, personally.
It's whatever. Monster Hunter World already won RPG of the Year way back when. So
I know, but Monster Hunter Stories 2 should have been nominated.
Sure, but
whatever. Monster Hunter Rise didn't win, and that's all that matters. Tales of Rise won. Good.
No, I mean, this is a larger topic because if we go into this should be nominated and that should be nominated, and games like Wildermyth, which is like the most RPG of the year.
I've never even heard of that.
Look it up. It's a kind of pen and paper dungeon crawling video game.
I see.
Which has some interesting choices and progression and narrative attached to it. It isn't a Japanese game. It's I think European developed. I might be wrong on that, but it is the most RPG game of the year. So that not being nominated is also kind of a big glaring omission. And yeah, award shows are never going to get the nominees 100% right because there are biases, there are personal tastes, and sometimes people just don't have the
different committees and such.
Yeah, and
or judges,
and people don't have the bandwidth or the time to play every game out there. So sometimes things go overlooked, but it's important that we highlight the things that get overlooked. So it's great that Tales of Arise won. There are plenty of other great RPGs out there too. Go play some RPGs. What do you think made Tales of Arise stand out so much?
I mean, I don't know. I I didn't like it that much because of all the talk, all the Eventually, it kind of started.
You're kind of a Tales newbie.
I kind of lost my patience with
Yeah, no,
which is how
fine.
much of it there was, and just always popping up.
I mean,
constantly.
It's pretty normal for a Japanese game, I feel like.
I just feel like there was too much. I feel like other games do it better.
I don't know if I agree, but okay. Yeah, I'm happy. Tales of Arise 1, the combat system is very great. The characters are lovely in their own right. There was some new thirst for Doha Lim in the last few weeks on Twitter, I saw, which is always great. I'm surprised not a lot of people are fangirling or fanboying behind Kisara and her.
People were.
They were, but it's more Doha Lim, and there's some BL fan fiction out there about Law and Elfin and Doha Lim. So it's, well, I think that's what you get when you have such a pretty face in your party. But okay, but I'm happy. It was pretty much the biggest game I've played this year, and I'm happy it got it just desserts.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go through the announcements real quick? The Japanese game announcements?
I mean, we have two of the ones we want to talk about. If you want to go through those first two, then yeah, and then I'll go through first.
I meant the announcements that are not on this on the dock.
What are you talking about? Did I miss them?
Well, there's King of Fighters 15 reveals Cronin and second open beta test, but
I kept that off.
King of Fighters.
I didn't think it was
being owned by suspicious political powers. I'll say it like that.
But the open beta is what?
It's soon-ish. It's let's see. I think December 17th to 22. I might be mistaken. You can look it up anywhere really, and they'll give you the correct dates. I'll just do it now while we're busy. Open beta. It starts November 19th to November. No, that's the first one. The second one. I want the second open beta. Okay. Siliconera says December 17th. And yeah, until December 20th. So I was right. So there you go. Real quick, what else did we miss? Annapurna reveals Thirsty Suitors, which features... It's not Japanese developed, but it features Southeast Asian protagonists, and it's developed by a Southeast Asian developer. So that I feel like that warrants a slight mention. Right. Okay, you have Babylon's Fall on there. Dokev has a Rockstar music video.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
It was just a music video. There was no new information.
No, I have no idea what Dokev will entail, but it's still the wildest thing I've ever seen this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the Persona news. Yeah, you have that too. You don't have the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion news?
There was no new I mean, the news that I saw, it didn't break down the new monsters.
No, but it did show a new story character and a new hub area. There's that.
There's a werewolf-like monster, and previously there was a vampire-like monster introduced, so that's fun.
Interesting. Also, Silent Hill creator announces new game Slitherhead.
Yeah, I have that. We're going to talk about it.
Did you? I don't see it on the list.
It's right there. Bokeh Game Studios.
Yeah. My mistake. I didn't see the bokeh.
Can we just get into it then?
Yeah.
Let's just get into it.
Wait. I just want to make sure we're not missing anything. There's also Sonic Frontiers.
Oh, Sonic.
Yes, I was just getting to that. Sonic Frontiers. which is open world Sonic, and it looks surprisingly good. But I also want to say to people,
okay, we need to. Okay, but
I just want to get it real quick. Calm down.
Okay, but I want to go in order.
You didn't have it on the list, but okay, fine. Let's do it in order.
In the order of how it is on the list, I mean.
Okay, fair enough.
You keep getting ahead of things, and I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get lost.
It was just Sonic Frontiers, man. You'll be fine. Okay, I'll go ahead with Babylon's Fall.
Right, thank you.
Yes. Babylon's Fall launches on March 3rd, 2022. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Babylon's Fall will launch for PS5, PS4, and PC via Steam on March 3rd, 2022. Publisher Square Enix and developer Platinum Games announced. You can click on the article to get a full breakdown of the details, screenshots, and trailers. In my opinion, it still looks rough.
I thought it looked okay, but then again, I thought it looked okay the last time too. I thought it looked better.
No.
But everybody's saying like, oh, it still looks bad, and I'm like, I don't, fine.
No.
What if watch it turn out good?
It might. Next up, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax coming to PS4, Switch, and PC on March 17, 2022. This is by Sal Romano as well for Gamatsu. Atlus will release Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for PS4, Switch, and PC via Steam on March 17, 2022, worldwide for $29.99, the company announced. It was first released in arcades in November 2013 in Japan and was later released for PS3 and Xbox 360 worldwide. You can click on the article for a breakdown of the features, and I think there's also a link for the pre-orders, but I might be mistaken. Just click on the link, give Gamatsu a read.
Yeah. Do you think they would? I'm surprised they're porting Ultimax rather than doing a new thing. That includes Persona 5 characters. Unless they do some kind of DLC for the ports, but I don't see that happening.
Look, there is a lot of demand for them to re-release older games.
Right.
Plain and simple. Will they make games based off of Persona 5? Like a fighting game with Persona 5 characters and P4 and P3 characters? Maybe.
Throw in the P2 and P1 character.
Yeah, no, not really.
Do it. I dare you, Atlus, do it.
Will they do it? Maybe. But they probably want to get through the list of remasters and re-releases first before they devote production resources towards newer titles. And I think if the prediction still holds water, that the announcements will end with a reveal of Persona 6 in development right now. So maybe that's why they're re-releasing everything else instead of
There's also
newer spin-offs.
There have been some rumors today about Persona 3 getting multi-platform ports. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't believe it, but okay.
Or Persona 3 portable specifically. I
don't believe it, because if you do portable, then you miss out on the extra story content from FES.
See, that's the problem. Yeah, that if you and so that's the weird thing with Persona 3.
And portable also has kind of a pared down traversal system, where you just quick travel from place to place, which might rub people the wrong way if they were expecting a full RPG release. So my money is still on them fully remaking Persona 3 with the portable and FES enhancements included from the start.
Maybe. We'll see.
Next up, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate coming to PC on December 16th. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu. Square Enix will release Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate for PC via Epic Games Store on December 16th, the company announced. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate will first launch for PS5 on June 10th, 2021. You can click on the article for a full breakdown of what all of this entails and some nifty trailers.
Yeah.
It should be noted that the game costs $70 outright. So,
yes.
Vote with your wallet. That's all.
I'm curious to see. I don't know how the Epic Store is with like mods and stuff, but I'm curious to see people modding that game. Next up, Bokeh Game Studios announces Slitterhead from the creator of Silent Hill, Siren, and Gravity Rush. This is by Sal Romano for Gamatsu once again. Bokeh Game Studio, the studio founded by Silent Hill, Siren, and Gravity Rush creator Keiichiro Toyama, has announced action-adventure game Slitterhead, which features music by Akira Yamaoka. Platforms and a release date were not announced. This was interesting. There were a bunch of like monster people and an astronaut-looking guy with a blood sword and rock music.
It looks very Silent Hill-ish.
And although the music reminds me of like Doom or one of those horror action game.
I feel like
they do say it's an action. He did say it's an action adventure.
I feel like they don't want to tread the same waters of Silent Hills and Siren. So this is them really flexing what they can and can't do with survival horror. So
it's like survival horror action.
If it's a new approach, I don't mind it at all.
There was a dude who sliced the skeleton demon in half. The motorcycle guy. Not an astronaut. He has a motorcycle.
We've seen worse.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is probably more of an action game than a survival horror, I'm guessing.
I mean, you can still have action in survival horror. Like,
yeah, I know. Resident Evil. Yeah. I'm very interested in it, given that, we're not going to get a Gravity Rush 3.
That's surprising, because you don't do horror.
Not usually. This is the right tone. At least this seems like it might be the right tone for me. I'll do horror games if they have some ridiculous aspect to them.
I mean, Resident Evil is right there, man.
I know, but Resident Evil, I just never really liked the gameplay that much.
Play 4 to...
Nah, 4 never clicked for me.
7?
The only one that ever clicked for me was 5, and that was only because of the co-op. I like playing that with friends. Well, then the light gun games, but those are because they're like... That's not because they're Resident Evil. That's because they're light gun games.
You are interesting. That's all I say.
Just not my thing. I think they're interesting. It's an interesting series. But I'm not super into it. Next up, Forspoken launches May 24th, 2022. This is by Saruman Fugamatsu once again. Forspoken will launch for PS5 and PC via Steam, Epic Game Store, and Microsoft Store on May 24th, 2022. Publisher Square Enix and developer Luminous Productions announced. There's an overview. A trailer was introduced by Forspoken star Ella Balinska, who plays protagonist Frey Holland, and actor Poliana McIntosh, The Walking Dead series, who has joined the cast as the ruthless Tanta Prav. In the new trailer, fans are given a closer look at the mysterious land of Athia and meet some of its last remaining citizens. Players also learn about the impending corruption called the Break, a devastating miasma that relentlessly corrupts everything it touches. Frey has somehow mysteriously survived this strange phenomenon, offering Athia a beacon of hope. New action-packed gameplay featured in the trailer showcases how Frey's quest in Athia will... Is it Athia or Athia?
Athia.
Will take her through a variety of diverse environments where she will learn how to use magic parkour to traverse across the unknown land in a fast and fluid manner, as well as her magic abilities to battle Athia's dangerous beast that she will encounter on her journey, including the newly revealed Break Zombies and Jabberwock. Alice in Wonderland?
I was getting Wonderland vibes from the whole thing, so maybe it's
Isn't she not from that world too?
from Wonderland, or you mean?
No, isn't the main character not from Athia or something?
Kind of. Maybe the game will probably reveal that it's isekai.
Oh no.
Hey, listen.
It's okay. Monster Rancher anime is technically an isekai. Whatever.
It's not technically. It is an isekai. It's like
it is an isekai.
Inuyasha's an isekai. Digimon's an isekai. You'll be fine.
Pokemon had a weird isekai moment that one time. Anyways, still looks great. Oh, digital deluxe. There's a digital deluxe edition where you get a rare resource kit only included for the PS5 console digital deluxe edition, mini art book digital download, mini soundtrack digital download, and Forspoken and Tonto We Trust prequel story downloadable content. Digital standard edition for PS5 and PC with the same items, and then the physical edition. But yeah, it looks great. I'm excited to play it. I'm glad we have a release date now.
Yeah.
I did forget there was the new Elden Ring trailer, but I don't know. Did we see anything new from that?
It was a story trailer.
Yeah, so I didn't want to get into that. Again, still looks great.
It's probably the same footage you'll see when you start up the game.
Right. The pot guy is still there.
I mean, pot guy is forever.
Yeah, everybody loves that guy now. And then last we have Sonic Frontiers launches Holiday 2022 debut trailer. First look at the open zone Sonic games. Once again by Sawamura Fugamatsu. Sonic Frontiers will launch for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam and Holiday 2022, Sega announced. Here is an overview of the game via Sega. Worlds will collide in Sonic the Hedgehog's newest adventure. An experience like never before. Accelerate to new heights and experience the thrill of high-velocity open zone freedom. Battle powerful enemies as you speed through the Starfall Islands. Landscapes brimming with dense forests, overflowing waterfalls, sizzling deserts, and more. Journey into new realms. Sonic Frontiers is a huge leap forward for the franchise, delivering an evolved gameplay experience that can be enjoyed by longtime Sonic fans and action-adventure enthusiasts alike, said Sonic Team USA creative officer Takashi Iizuka in a press release. With the effort of the talented developers at Sonic Team Japan, we've created an all-new style of gameplay experience for Sonic the Hedgehog, where players will be able to explore lush and expansive landscapes with Sonic's signature speed and abilities. There's sure to be lots of twists and turns around every corner in Sonic Frontiers, and we're excited to unveil more information about the games over the coming months.
Okay, how do we feel about this one?
Looks like it could be cool, but people are like, well, it's a Sonic Team game, so it's probably going to be bad and run terribly. And I'm like, I'm willing to check it out. We'll see.
I just want to caution everyone who saw this trailer and thought it was good that this wasn't the exact same hype that was
Sonic 06
there when Sonic 06 dropped or was revealed. And they all said the same thing back then too, so... Wait. Just wait. Yeah, it looks cool. I will say that making it open world, and then having Sonic be unleashed, pun intended, in an open world might be interesting because the design of the levels was always limited by kind of this roller coaster design aesthetic and Sonic speed that had to be one to one, and if that didn't match up, then the game didn't feel quite right. And in an age where we're used to having full control of our characters in certain high speed or open world environments or action environments, not having the freedom afforded to you in most Sonic games, it kind of led to some frustration and loss of momentum when you
I'm trying to think
kind of fumble a moment in the games.
Andy Cortez of Kind of Funny, he was comparing this trailer to Solar Ash and I forgot the other game he said, but another recently released game that's like, oh, this is how a Sonic game like could and should how a modern Sonic 3D Sonic game could and should play.
Yeah, he basically said that in Solar Ash you have the freedom to decide where to go, and how to use your speed effectively. It's not the game designers funneling you through a course. It's them like having areas and places in the world to interact with that enable you to use your speed.
I'm not gonna lie, unless it's in like a completely unplayable state, if Sonic Frontiers has a Chow Garden, I will get it day one.
Man, you are easily pleased, but okay.
We haven't had a Chow Garden in decades.
You'll be fine.
Bring back the Chow Garden in modern graphics. I mean, come on. But again, as long as it runs, because if it runs awful, like if it's like Cyberpunk bad in terms of how it runs, yeah, you can forget it.
Yeah, it's
the closest thing we've had to a Chow Garden were the Timmies in Balan Wonderworld.
Oh, you said the thing, but okay. Yeah, that's no mistake. It's Yuji Naka, so
right.
Yeah, but
and that's also probably the only reason I'd get Balan Wonderworld at this point.
Yeah, not me.
We didn't. I don't think we missed anything.
No, that was most, if not all, of the Japanese developed news or announcement coming from the Video Game Awards.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Western-focused show primarily, for the most part. Usually.
Yeah, I saw one of the developers of CyberConnect to lament the fact that not more Japanese games were considered or that they won any of the awards besides Tales of Arise. And yeah, it's tough.
I wonder what most anticipated game will be next year, because Elden Ring will have released.
They kind of have to. I feel like they have to do away with that award because
Elden Ring won it twice.
No, besides that, sometimes games will get delayed so often that they shift from year to year, and I don't. Yeah, I don't want a repeat of Elden Ring winning twice to keep happening. Like, it's such a...
Yeah, it's hard to gauge that, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. Like, if Elden Ring were to be delayed, would it not be eligible for a third time?
That's true.
It's a weird
they need
thing
to well, yeah, I don't think they need to... I think they can keep the award, but I think previous winners shouldn't be able to qualify.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Or, previous nominees, even. Not just winners.
Yeah.
That way we can just have more variety there.
Yeah, so...
Otherwise, yeah, a lot of games I still need to get around to playing.
Yeah. Did you have any favorite announcements or things talked about or
outside of the Japan developed games?
Mm-hmm.
The Cuphead DLC.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a great performance, and they had that like little stop motion short.
Yeah, it was a great celebration of kind of Fleischer-esque old school Disney and Warner Brothers animation.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
And I was trying to think of like the other day. I was trying to think of like what other animation styles could be used for video games like that, and I'm like, I can't really think of something that can work that way.
I mean,
except for besides something like Dragon's Lair, which is just button inputs.
Yeah.
or Clay Fighter.
No.
There's another stop motion game that's upcoming, but I forgot what it's called.
I mean, I think, was it One Night Live featured a couple of stop motion games.
I would love if Studio Leica made a video game. That would take a lot of time, but
yes, it would. Yeah,
it would be cool.
I don't know. I think my favorite announcement was the Wonder Woman game by Monolith Soft.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Monolith, not Monolith by Nintendo.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, because that would have been a different game.
Really weird. Yeah.
Probably heavy on the fan service, but yeah. That was.
I'm hoping that it's not. Well, the nice thing is, I think this Wonder Woman game will probably be a bit more linear than Shadow of Mordor games. Because I feel like, can you really do? I mean, you're a bigger comic book fan than I am.
I think.
Can you really make a Wonder Woman game that expansive?
I think so, because you know how Talion controlled in the first Shadow of Mordor game, or the second, whichever you played.
Yeah.
I think with Wonder Woman also having enhanced strength and agility,
and knowing how to use a sword,
and sometimes having flight, you could make traversal very fun in that game. So I think she lends herself very well to an open world style of game. Linear could work too, but I feel like open world would not be a bad bet. But yeah, that was the Game Awards, the big gamies, the Keeleys, the Jeff Keeleys.
The Jeff Keeleys. The Jeffies.
The Jeffies. I'm sorry, Jeff Keighley, if that's offensive. But yeah, that was our recap of the news, the big show, the big night. If you have any favorite moments of the show or favorite announcements, please let us know. Then we'll probably have something else to discuss next week. But yeah, thank you.
It will be our last episode of the year.
Oh. Surprise.
And then we'll have updates if we have. There's a thing we gotta. We will have at least one episode next year. Because we have to do our Game of the Year 2021 episode, and we don't like doing it, before we get a chance to play a couple of things during the break.
Yeah, In From Japan will return.
We may, after episode, I can't promise anything after episode 101. There's some stuff we got to figure out, but
okay,
you will have that.
Okay. In any case, thank you for listening. This has been Erroll. This has been Jason. Stay safe out there.
Yep.
Get vaccinated if you can. Get your booster shot.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wash your butt. Shower.
Wash
please.
your legs.
Use deodorant.
Put on some nice deodorant.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You weirdos. Well, some people do have allergies to deodorant, so I'll make an exception.
Right. So a safe, yeah.
Yeah. Use a safe alternative.
A deodorant that's safe for you.
Yeah. Go play video games. Read manga, comic books. Watch anime. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
And we're out here.
Play Monster Rancher.
I have nothing else. Play Monster Rancher. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Yep. Matinee.